Ayo, 1-2, checker LP, the selector in the building. Are you an indirect fan of the late, great J Dilla like I was, but I just didn't really know to what extent? Let's talk about it. First and foremost, man, please do your boy a favor. Hit the like button, hit the follow button, so we can continue to come up on here, man, and chop up some interesting things to talk about, you know what I'm saying, in terms of good books, good music, just good wholesome conversation, you know what I'm saying? Things that I would like to expand on other social media platforms, but it'll be wasting my time. So we're going to do that here and create an environment, create a nice little space here to where we can come over here and nerd out on some of the interesting things that I like to zone in on. And one of them being books. So I'm a huge fan of audiobooks, and the one of topic today is Dilla Time. So now, did you know that Dilla's music influenced the likes of Michael Jackson, Janet Jackson, Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis, Rodney the Darkchild, Robert Glasper, Terrace Martin, um, just a slew of rappers, producers, and artists whom I really had no idea that the influence was him, and I really love them. So let's start with a story from the book and where they break down how Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis made the record Got Till It's Gone for Janet Jackson, influenced by J Dilla. So as the story goes, one of them brothers is riding in a limo, Jimmy Jam or Terry Lewis, and they heard one of the records produced by Dilla called, I'm not sure what it was called, but it was by the Brand New Heavies, and I think it was a remix. And they was like, man, who the hell is that? What is that? You know what I'm saying? And rushed to the studio to mimic the sound. And what they ended up putting down was Got Till It's Gone by Janet Jackson, featuring Q-Tip to complete the sound. Now, there's some controversy surrounding who really did what. From what I learned in the book, Dilla stands by the fact that he produced that record, whereas there's, I guess, some rumor that he was paid a hefty sum to not get the credit and for them to get the credit. Either way, Dilla's imprint is on Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis and Janet Jackson. And another fascinating quick story is how the record Butterflies by Michael Jackson is also influenced by Dilla. You know what I'm saying? Written by Marsha Ambrosius, who was heavily influenced by Dilla as well. So, right there, we're talking some elite, legendary producers and artists that are heavily influenced by someone who made his beats right on the beat machine. You know what I'm saying? Not to mention trained musicians, drummers, actual drummers change the way they play off of a guy who made his beats on the machine, Questlove, Kareem Riggins. And then you have Robert Glasper, who's a pianist, whose whole style is switched and rearranged due to being influenced from Dilla, as well as guys like Terrace Martin. Man, we just named on that side some of my favorite producers. What we talking about? Riggins and Quest and, you know, who we just named. Robert Glasper, are you kidding me? Robert Glasper's Black Radio series is my own genre of R&B. You feel me? So anytime I want to hear some R&B, some soul music, I needed to feel like the records made from the Black Radio 1, 2, and 3 to the point where I have gone down rabbit holes of every artist that has been featured on those records. And I have built my soul sound from those records. So that makes me a huge fan of Dilla. Another funny thing is that I am a huge fan of producers on the mic. Shouts out Diamond D, Large Pro, Q-Tip, Quick, Dre, Daz, Havoc, uh, Diamond D, Eric Sermon, Big Crit, J. Cole, Kanye West, you know what I'm saying? Eminem. So producers on the mic is my thing, but the ironic thing is I haven't tapped into Dilla's records on the mic. For some reason, I haven't been moved to do so yet. You know what I'm saying? And I find that weird. However, at the same time, I'm a huge fan on the indirect side because once I learned of the records he influenced or produced, it's crazy. So let's get into some of that. Common, like water for chocolate. So as it goes, Dilla produced like 11 records on that album. Phenomenal album. Some would say it's his best work, other than B. That's probably the main argument for those two. However, I'm still a heavy fan of The Resurrection. If you're from where we from, you see what it is. I'm a heavy Common fan. I'm biased. Shouts out to the 815, Rockford, Illinois. Monsters of the Midway. Shouts out to Chicago. But heavy Common fan. So the Like Water for Chocolate project was phenomenal. You know what I'm saying? Records like Nag Champa, Doing It, come to mind first. Nag Champa being one of my favorite records ever by Common. You know what I'm saying? You got Thelonious, you got several records, time traveling. You have several phenomenal records on that album. Song for Asada is a classic album, if you ask me. You know what I'm saying? So Dilla has a lot to do with the production on that record. You know what I'm saying? So shouts out to Dilla for that. I guess from there, I was a fan. And his work with the Tribe kind of came at a time where not only were we sort of falling out of love with Tribe after those first three albums, I guess they were falling out of on the outs with each other, you know what I'm saying, by introducing him and bringing him into the fold. So some of those beats I do like the hop and stuff like that, you know what I'm saying? But him entering over there, my view is maybe clouded. I probably have to go back over there and tap into those records. But I guess where I first came to love him was, again, with Common, and then some of the other loose productions that he was involved with that I didn't know at the time. You know what I'm saying? So, but anyway, Q-Tip snatches him up and forms a group of producers with him, a production group, and he uses the same type of a business situation that he did with Tribe by listing the production credits to the group instead of individuals. So supposedly all of the Tribe production, it says produced by Tribe, and don't single any one of them out. He brought that over there with him, Shaheed, and Dilla, and it didn't work out so well. Now, I could see the intentions from Q-Tip with that by doing the same thing, but it just didn't work well with Dilla trying to get his name out there. And it works well for Tip and them because they're already legends. But when you're trying to yourself, I can see where it caused a rift later on down the line. You know what I'm saying? And that's another fascinating thing about Dilla is that he found himself in these groups but longing to be solo. You know what I'm saying? Whether it was with Slum Village, he, you know, as he left that group, he ends up with the Uma on the production side. And then from the Uma, he ends up with the Soulquarians. You know what I'm saying? He ends up with the Soulquarians. I don't know what's going on with my mic. So, and with that as well, he longed to be on his own, which kind of never didn't get to happen too much because of him passing away, but he never did get to complete what he was trying to do. But again, another fascinating thing is that I have not tapped into his music as a solo artist. I still find that fascinating because I really do love the producers on the mic. And I will do that now since embarking on this book. But let's get into some of the others that he influenced, like Robert Glasper. Man, phenomenal musician. And again, his production and his brand of music is my favorite genre. You know what I'm saying? The Black Radio series, volumes 1, 2, and 3. I just love the bag that he was in, the artists that he chose to work with, and all of this good stuff. Same as Terrace Martin as well. I'm a fan of Terrace Martin as well. So when he drops projects, I just love what he does as well. Man, that project he did with Alex Isley, phenomenal, man. Tap and the one that he did with Eric Bellinger, two phenomenal projects last year, man. Tap in. Terrace Martin, Terrace Martin and Eric Bellinger, Terrace Martin and Alex Isley. Tap into those, man. But so again, you're dealing with trained musicians changing their style off of a guy who made music on a beat machine. You know what I'm saying? I find that phenomenal. So shouts out to Dilla. Shouts out to Dilla Time. Let me know what you think, man. Are you a fan of Dilla, but you didn't know how far his reach was? You know what I'm saying? All overseas, there's some groups and stuff that I can't call out offhand, but Hiatus Coyote is one that comes to mind, who's again influenced by Dilla. You know what I'm saying? Jazzy Jeff, High Tech, they switched up how they was doing things, influenced by Dilla. You know what I'm saying? So from that tree, you get Jill Scott, you get Music Soul Child. You know what I'm saying? You get The Blast by High Tech and Quality, influenced by Dilla, that beat, and the whole way that High Tech was making beats, to the fact that, again, you have a Dilla got hot at Kareem Riggins because here he is, a real drummer, switching over to the beat machine, making beats similar to his. Mind boggling, you know. I guess it was something with the timing and switching of programming beats into the beat machine and then switching up some things where the hi-hat and the kick drum and the snare drum are out of place to the naked ear. But when you go through his catalog, you find that it's all perfect. And if that makes sense, you know what I'm saying? So many artists or producers had went in and started to duplicate his sound, and that really made him hot. You know what I'm saying? Towards the end of his life, there's so many more things to get into, but I'll save that for you. So if you're in for if you love hip hop, tap into Dilla Time. LP the Selector. Let me know what you think, man. Did you know? Do you know more? Let me know some in the comments. Tap in with your boy, man. Hit the follow button. Hit the like button. LP the Selector. Over and out. Peace.